Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we were going to learn how to create styling carousels using Swiper.js. Swiper.js is a powerful and flexible JavaScript library for building touch sliders and carousels. I use this library quite often, especially when I need to create a cool carousel or slider. Let's get started. Okay, first open your code editor. I'll be using Visual Studio Code and we'll set up our project by creating an HTML file and including the Swiper.js library. We'll also create a CSS file for styling. Let's start it by setting up our project structure. First you need to create HTML file. You can name this file index.html, and also you need to create CSS file and JavaScript file. In the HTML file we will include the Swiper.js library and link to our CSS and JavaScript files. First open official Swiper website. I'll add a link in the description and we need to get two links. First we need to copy link for styles Swiper and connect inside our head tag. And next we need to copy a link to JavaScript file and connect it inside our body. Okay, and now when we connected our library we can start creating basic structure. First we'll create container for our slider, also create class, call this class Swiper container, and also we need to create wrapper for our slider. Also create class and call this class Swiper wrapper. Okay, and now we can start creating our elements inside our slider. We'll be using div and create simple element with text, but you can create any content. And for our items we also need to add class Swiper slide. Okay, and let's create 4 items. Duplicate this code 4 times. I think it'll be more than enough. And next step, let's create also pagination for our slider and navigation for our slider. Create new element and add class Swiper pagination. And do the same for our navigation. Create 2 elements. You can use in tag button, but I'll be using tag div. It doesn't matter because we'll be connecting this button inside our JavaScript file. Create Swiper next button and do the same for preview button. Okay, our markup is ready, and next let's connect our file with styles. We can copy this tag and change link. Now we need to connect main CSS. Okay, next we'll add some basic styles to our project using CSS. We'll style the Swiper container and slides. Let's write our CSS in the main CSS file. Open our file and first let's create a basic style for our body. We'll change all fonts. I'll be using Arial, but you can use any other font, it doesn't matter. And create some border color. And also let's change position inside our body. We need to center our slider and we can combine 3 very popular properties: display flags and justify content center, align items center. Okay, and now all content inside our body will be in the center. Also using height because we need full screen, and delete all margin. Okay, our body is ready, and now we can start creating styles for our container. Copy this class and create new selector. First add width, and we'll be using %, and create max width. Okay, and also create height 400 pixels, and using our flow hidden because we don't need any scroll. Create this property and add value hidden. Okay, our container also ready, and in the end let's create some styles for our side elements. Create new selector, and first center our text inside our slider. We can copy these properties and pass here. Okay, and next let's set font size. Create property font size and add 24 pixels. I think it'll be enough. And change color, we need white, and set border. Create border 1 pixel, solid, and set color. Our border will be using green, and I think we also need to create shadow. It'll make our items more attractive. Using property box shadow and 0, 0, 10, and create color. I'll be using RGB because I want to add opacity, like often we're using black, and create some opacity 0.1. Okay, it'll be enough. And let's look at the window. Open our site, and here's our button, but like you see, our slider doesn't work because now we need to initialize our slider. First, let's connect our JavaScript file. Open our markup and create new tag. It'll be script. I think you are familiar with this tag because we're using this tag very often, and also add attribute src. Okay, and connect our script file, and now open our file. Okay, now we need to initialize our slider. Create new const. We can name this variable swiper, and using construction new swiper. Okay, and this constructor take two arguments. First argument selector our slider, and also second argument is object with parameters. First let's add our selector, and next let's add our parameters. And let's look at the window. Like you see now, our slider is work, but now let's discuss the most popular option of this slider. Open our JavaScript, and first option direct tune. And thanks to this option we can set the direction of slides. Let's add value horizontal. Okay, we added horizontal. Okay, and next very popular and usability property names loop. This property takes boolean value, and we can set true or false. And thanks to this property our slider will be infinity. Let's look at the window, and like you see I can swipe any times because our slider infinity, and it's a very powerful property because we often need this functionality. Okay, let's go to the next property. It names pagination. Thanks to this property we can connect our pagination. This property takes object with parameters. First parameter names L, and inside this L we need to add selector our element. And our pagination will be inside this element. Add class our pagination, and also let's set clickable true. This is the second property our pagination, and it takes boolean true or false. This property enable clickable pagination. Let's write in true and let's look at the window. Like you see, here is our pagination, and we can change size, color and other elements using CSS file. Maybe in future I'll show you how you can customize your pagination. I have 2 videos about how to create a very attractive and interesting slider. You can go to my channel and I add link to those videos in the description, and if you want you can go to and watch those videos. But now let's go to the next property. It names navigation, and like you understand, this property connect our navigation. This property also get object with parameters, and we can add next L, next element and prev element. Like you understand, we can add selector like value these elements. Let's connect our buttons, but don't forget to add a point before your class, because this method don't know, maybe you'll be using class, maybe you'll be using ID. If you're using class, you need always add point. Okay, and now let's look at the window. Like you see, our buttons don't work because I made a mistake. We need to write navigation. Okay, and let's try again. Like you see, now everything works well. And next step. Okay, and now let's go to the next property. It names autoplay. Create new property, autoplay, and this property also take object with parameters, and the most popular parameters delay. This parameter sets the delay between slides in milliseconds. Create this our delay and add some value. I think it will be enough, and also we can enable autoplay even after user interacting. We need to set property disable on interaction. This property gets boolean value and will add false. Okay, our autoplay parameter is ready, and let's look at the window. Like you see, now our slider is swiping automatically. Okay, and next property names effect. Thanks to this property we can create any effect. If you want to watch how to create 3D cool effect, you can go to my channel, and we created such effect in the last week. Okay, and now we'll be using slide effect for slide transitions. Okay, and like you see, our effect is work, and next property what I want to discuss names breakpoints. Thanks to this property we can create configuration for responsive breakpoints. It's a very useful property, especially when we need to add some different parameters for different screen. Okay, create this property. It names breakpoints, and this property also take object. Inside this object we can create size our screen. Let's create some parameters for screen 620, and inside this object we can add any parameters like slides, preview. This property set how many items need to show our user. Okay, let's look at the window. Like you see now we have only one item, and I think we need to add space between our items. Let's try to add another property. It names space between, and this property takes number value, and let's look at the window. Like you see now we have space between our sliders. Okay, and let's change these parameters for desktop screen. We'll be using very popular screen, and also change these parameters for desktop version. Will be show 3 items, and also our space will be 40 pixels. And like you see, now we have 3 items, but if our screen will be smaller than desktop version, we again get 1 item. And it's very useful when we need to create responsive for different screens. Okay, today we have successfully created a styling carousel using Swiper.js. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel for more web development tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.